Okay. All right. So, guys, this week we are going to go over Headtrash. Not entirely new concept, but something we should revisit. And it's something that's probably going to come up often in our conversations as we're learning, growing, and pushing you guys to do more. Um, so, Headtrash. What is Headtrash? It's negative beliefs or preconceived notions of our current situation or of what will happen that have no actual bearing in reality. These thoughts are derived from our past experiences or what we have been told to believe. Basically, these are our fears that hold us back from being successful. So we build this belief system through our experiences. It could be family, relationships, friends, school, the education system, teachers, work, managers, coworkers, even business associates, even social media, entertainment, movies, television. Basically, it's the world around us. Um, these are, things that we're learning from a young age all the way up into until, well, through adulthood. You know, the the experiences of um, you know being told we can't, we shouldn't, we won't. Um, that's where the head trash is coming from. And what does head trash look like? I'm not experienced enough for a deal this size. I don't deserve this opportunity. They must think I'm an idiot because I couldn't answer their question. And it just keeps going and filling up more and more to a point where it really just becomes overwhelming. Uh, it's all negative thoughts, but they have a lot in common. And it really comes down to this. That's a lot of negative absolutes. So those absolute thoughts of they don't, never, won't, always. The other thing that it's normally tied to is going to be self-worth. You don't deserve, never good enough, not enough experience, or not enough in general. So we're going for an acronym here. It's a 3-letter word. Don't worry, it's safe. It's ASP, the deadly viper. So prophecies is the last one here. This will happen. That won't happen. Those are the sort of thoughts that, the absolute um, self-worth thoughts of this will happen, that won't happen. That's really what head trash looks like. Now, what can we do about head trash? Well, we can recognize it, we can write it down, and we can rewrite it. So when we have a negative thought, something that's head trash of, I don't deserve this opportunity, that's not just a simple rewrite of taking the don't out. Although I deserve this opportunity is a positive way to look at it. What you really need to do is dive deeper into it. It needs to be, this is an important opportunity I've earned. It deserves my full attention. It's not just a case of removing the negative aspect to it. You really need to recondition your thought of the opportunity that you're coming upon, that you have earned it, and the deserve in it is the opportunity deserves your full attention. You have earned it, but the opportunity is what deserves your full attention. Same with this one. If I don't get the client every term they want, I won't get this deal signed up. It's not just a case of removing the negatives of, if I get this client every term they want, I get the deal signed up. That's not what we're looking for. You really need to see your value approaching the situation as a whole, and it needs to be, I need to determine which terms are most important to the client and consult them on what is realistic. If they are not reasonable on their requests, I will have to cut this deal off. We're not just looking to remove the negatives here and say, hey, I'll overcome this negative situation. This is more about realizing that, you have value, you bring to the table something great. And what you bring to the table is also realistic. So if you have a client that is not reasonable, that's not something that you have to put yourself through. It's about working with a client that's reasonable also. Another way to get through a head trash, it's going to be to talk to somebody that has your best interests in mind. Uh, Everyone experiences head trash, and from repetitive rejection, that can pile up quickly, which, in this industry, I'm sure we've all heard no once or twice. And the repetitive rejection builds up. So share your thoughts with a team member, a mentor, or a manager. These thoughts need to be navigated through, and sometimes another perspective can help shift that course or find a root cause. Um, with the head trash, like I said, it's coming from the world around you. There's some belief that's been embedded in that that you deserve or not, or don't deserve, one or the other, the situation that you're in, which it's just not true. And need to help get around that. So the other one is affirmations. Taking the time to talk to ourselves can be a powerful tool. Even a couple of minutes before an important meeting, a phone call, or the start of the day, to remind ourselves that we ourselves have value and that have worked hard to earn the opportunities before us. So, it's always the thing that comes to mind is the Saturday Night Live skit, which, it's a good laugh and a joke, but in reality, taking the time to step back and say to yourself, hey, I'm walking into this meeting with these individuals because they trust me, because I've earned a spot at the table with them. Those sort of thoughts, and not even just the thought, but actually saying it to yourself, to take the time to tell yourself that, it's definitely a powerful tool. So what isn't head trash? I think this is important to realize too. There's some things that, like, I don't understand how to do that. Sure, that's a negative thought, but that's not head trash in itself. That is a realization that, hey, maybe you have something that you need to learn or understand, and still speak out on that and look for guidance. Or, I think I might be dressed too casual for this meeting. Again, that's something that's really not head trash. That's, make sure that you're planning your day, planning for events, things like that. You can't just brush everything off as, oh, well, that's just a negative thought. I need to look past that. Or, there isn't enough time in the day to get everything done. Again, not really head trash. You might have a lot on your plate, but there are some times where it's, a situation where, time blocking, delegating, being, finding those sort of efficiencies, that help, where, those aren't necessarily head trash. These are just situations where you need to plan, or, can avoid those situations. So, what will we do about head trash in these meetings? Well, we're going to talk about it. We'll have a set time once the recording is stopped to discuss. So we won't be recording when we talk about head trash, and everybody can feel relaxed and comfortable about bringing up what's on their mind or where they're having their struggles, which, I want you guys to realize it's, something where it's going to be off the record. Discussion could be regarding the current topic or past experiences. So whatever's on your mind at the time. The conversation will not be shared outside of those present at the meeting. So, that's going to be, as our group grows more, it's probably going to be something we need to kind of, mentally keep track of. But, if Dan brings up something that's bothering him on his side and head trash, and if Dave happens to not be at the meeting that day, that means that we wouldn't discuss that again with Dave present, because Dan felt comfortable bringing it up without Dave there. Now, that's something where, obviously Dan can feel fine to bring it up again in front of Dave, but we just need to have that, that safety, so we all feel comfortable bringing up topics and discussing. And then we will share wisdom and help one another navigate through our head trash. Essentially, we will take out the trash.